Welcome, what's up, to another Gaming and Circles discussion. This video, we're going over Kevin's PlayStation 5 event predictions. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's me.
All right.
I'm here back with another discussion for gaming in circles. My top five Sony predictions for just for that PS5 reveal. I know that they're going to be showing several games for the PS5. Hopefully, I'm right on some of these. That'll be pretty cool. If not, then whatever. And yeah, I'm ready to talk about what are my biggest predictions.
Yes.
Predictions.
Yeah, so before we get started, we're only going over Kevin's. I already did a video on mine, so you can check that out. And if you like gaming opinions and stuff, you can go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube at Gaming in Circles. Yeah, go ahead and do that right now. And so, yeah, let's get started. All right, so Kevin, so what's your first prediction?
All right. My first prediction, just for the Sony PS5, reveal. Definitely, I'm pretty sure they're gonna start with Horizon Zero Dawn 2. It feels like a pretty good bet to kind of, set the stage for the whole event. Show us like Aloy and like 4K high def, and then proceed with there, like a nice mountain view, what have you. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be showing this. Gorilla has been kind of quiet ever since Horizon Zero Dawn 1. I know that they work with Kojima Productions with lending them their engine, and so I'm pretty sure they've been cooking up something.
All right, so um, cause I think this one's like a lot of people are predicting this, but if it does happen, do you think we just get a teaser trailer? Do you think we get a full blown trailer? Do you think we get gameplay? Because I think one of the things that was going around for the event is that they were trying to actually show gameplay. So, what do you think they're gonna actually show for Horizon?
Honestly, since I think they might hit us with like a gameplay demo.
Mm,
I think they're gonna hit us with a gameplay demo, and they're gonna hit us with, I don't know if it might be a launch title, but they're gonna give us that like spring 2021. I feel.
yeah, cause
I feel like.
cause I think Sony is and PlayStation, they're like wanting. I think this is the big blockbuster game they're gonna want at the beginning of the generation, and I think it might be one of those situations where it might end up being all right. They might plan it for launch, but we're not gonna say it's launch just in case they need more time, and then we'll have it as more of a launch window game.
I completely agree with your statement. I'm sure that Sony wants this to be a launch title, but add that little fluff, show them like an alpha of like what they've been working on, like a full gameplay run,
Mm.
and then hit them with that stinger, that stinger trailer where it shows like bits and parts of what the game is, and then spring 2021.
Yeah, yeah. So, what do you think is gonna be like the major change for Horizon 2? Because they've been there's been speculation about like a co-op mode. Do you think they're gonna show new robots and like robot enemy types in here, new weapons perhaps?
I like honestly, that would be great, but I think they're gonna keep the if I think they're gonna keep the co-op a little bit maybe later on for like later trailers or later down the road.
Yeah.
I think they're really gonna focus on just showing the gameplay, showing the game, showing some of the new weapons, or just showing just gameplay itself, letting it speak for itself. Hopefully, we get a new locale, like maybe I know they released that DLC where it was like more like frozen Arctic mountain type. So hopefully we see new like locations in the trailer. Hopefully obviously new enemies, new like hopefully we see other type of like instead of like dinosaur s, maybe we might see like something different. I know they kind of stuck with that prehistoric, T Rex, pterodactyl, that type of. Maybe we might get something else
Yeah, because I think they got some potential in terms of enemy types, and I'm saying that because in the DLC we see them expand further and go into like grizzly bears and stuff. So I think they have some potential when it comes to enemies. Yeah.
for sure.
All right. So Horizon was one. Now, what's your second prediction?
I think with the prediction, and mind you, this is not no particular order. Just my top, the top five. Spider-Man 2.
Mm,
I'm sure that after the success of the first Spider-Man, Sony, I'm like with that whole acquisition purchasing Insomniac. I'm sure Sony is basically making them push the ball down, like get the ball rolling with that, with that Spider-Man 2 and that, that new next gen PS5 for sure.
yeah. What do you think would be a release date? Do you think this one has more of a chance of being a launch title than Horizon?
Honestly, I don't think so. I really think Spider-Man 2 would this. I feel like this would be more of a tease.
Mm,
I'll be very surprised they showed us gameplay, but I feel like this would be a sneak peek, see what they've been working on. Like, so it won't be a full gameplay. I guess let me just backtrack. With Horizon, I expect a gameplay demonstration of that game.
yeah.
Like maybe like 5 minutes of gameplay. Like, oh look at like while someone's talking in the background or something. Like Herman, like, I can't the
Herman
new president of Sony Interactive, uh, whatever his name is, guy who's always known for being the
He's a principal
director
role
for
at
Guerrilla Games.
studios. Yeah.
I see him like talking about it, announcing, and someone else talking about, oh, Aloy is, yada yada yada. But for Spider-Man 2, I don't think Insomniac is that far along that they would have like again another full gameplay demonstration.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd just be maybe a teaser, a little bit of gameplay, and then what they've been working on, like really really early stages. I feel like Spider-Man 2 would probably be definitely probably be like a fall game, like fall 2021.
Okay. Yeah, that would be sort of a good time to release it. Well, yeah, because we don't know what else is gonna be out there. But for the teaser trailer or like a quick tease, what do you think they tease? Do they tease like right after it ends? Do they tease what happens right after DLC? Do they tease a big character like Venom? What do you think they'll tease?
Like with the original game, they sort of teased Sinister Six,
Yeah.
and I feel like they would like with the ending and everything happening. I feel like they'll give us they'll give us more of that Sinister Six, or they might just flat out give us that Venom, like just like how that ending
Yeah.
we see. Like I'm pretty sure the way it would work is that we would see Peter Parker Spider Man dealing with the death of Aunt May. Like especially actually, I think we'll see more Miles in
Yeah.
this trailer.
Now let me ask you this. Do you think Miles is still the same type of character he was in the first one, or do you actually think he's gonna be playable like as Spider-Man in the new one?
This is what I think. If we're talking about Spider-Man 2, like just I guess to be off topic for a little bit,
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 the plot, Spider-Man 2 the game, what it entails. I feel like they might do a split.
Hmm.
They might do Peter Parker, and then they might do Miles Morales.
Oh,
for
okay.
like the second part of the game or a part of the game.
Mm.
Because wouldn't that be so interesting that like you play as Peter Parker and then out of nowhere like something develops in the story that requires you to save Peter Parker and you're Miles Morales.
That'd be interesting. And I think it'd be interesting for the fact that they would want a major change in gameplay and like a gameplay style, especially since the whole first game was just Peter Parker, and then having to have a whole another game with just Peter Parker, and especially with all the abilities you get, being able to switch it with Miles would be an interesting change of pace.
Definitely, and I agree. And I feel like if like not to dive in too deep, but what in the comic books, Miles has specific powers also
Yeah,
that Peter Parker does not have. Miles could go invisible.
yeah,
Peter Parker cannot.
yeah.
So it's just think about that in going back to Spider-Man One in a stealth gameplay aspect,
That would be interesting. That would be
where
interesting.
instead of having those boring missions where you had to sneak around, maybe it might be more like Metal Gear Solid-ish, where you're invisible. You can still, if you get seen, it's not the end of the mission, but you just go invisible for a bit and then go back into it.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, Spider-Man 2. All right, moving on. What is your third prediction?
My third prediction, and this is just from what I gathered with just reading other articles from gaming outlets, Demon Souls remake by Blue Point.
Hmm.
They've been talking about this for months now. Like ever since what last year that leak that they Blue Point has been working on like a game of their own, or like people said it was possibly a Demon Souls remake. I'm pretty sure it's a Demon Souls remake. A lot of people have been asking for it, and obviously there's a market for that. And Demon Souls. The trademark is owned by Sony,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's definitely a no-brainer. That'll be following the same line of that Bloodborne, like another Souls type game, and it's exclusive to PlayStation. No-brainer. I'm pretty sure that's gonna. But what they're gonna show, I'm sure they're actually gonna show. I think they might. I think they might show a little bit of gameplay and then give us a release date. I think it might be a launch title.
yeah. I have a feeling that one's gonna be a launch title too. And I made a video with this point is that I think they're gonna want, well, 2 points. I think the rumor about them doing the Demon Souls remake plus the Bloodborne remaster with 4K 60, I
Oh
think I
yeah,
think that's gonna be true, and I think that because Sony is gonna want those Soulsborne games before Elden Ring hits, and especially
oh
since
yeah,
Microsoft had the marketing rights to the reveal, they might end up having the marketing rights throughout the whole marketing cycle. So Sony might want to capitalize on the Soulsborne games coming out right at launch before Elden Ring comes out.
oh for sure. And wasn't like I don't know if I know the director of like the Souls games. I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, wasn't he taking a break from making Souls games in general, like him directing,
I think what it was,
or was it?
I think it was the not the genre. I just think it was the Dark Souls series he wanted to take a
Okay,
break from. Yeah, because that's how, because after Dark Souls 3, yeah, we end up getting Bloodborne, and then we also got Sekiro.
Sekiro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sekiro.
Sekiro.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hopefully it's a launch title. I think they'll do that. I think it'll be revealed like Shadow of the Colossus remake was. Well, they'll show the environments and they'll show the player running through, just so
For
people can
sure.
get an understanding of the graphical leap. Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Also, I think that would be a perfect demonstration. Clear and concise. Show us a little bit of gameplay. Show us like the environment, how the updated textures, and then just give us that little drop where it says Demon Souls coming PS5. holiday.
Yeah, yeah. All right. What's your next prediction?
All right, for number four, this is again, this is just me. I feel like it's overdue, but I feel like a Ratchet and Clank sequel to the PS4 remake.
Mm,
Like the remake, well, the soft reboot. It was a remake, but it was supposed to coincide with the movie that came with it,
yeah,
and so I love Ratchet and Clank. This is a beloved franchise. I'm sure that there's still money to be made with this. When Ratchet and Clank One for PS4, the remake came out for PS4, I bought it, and it was a really good price. It was only for, if I remember, it was $40,
yeah.
$39.99. So I would love to see like a Ratchet and Clank, two, like for PS5. Hopefully, I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard to make. Uh, well, we spoke off the record about how Insomniac has multiple teams. This
Yeah.
would definitely be something that, like, I'm pretty sure Insomniac is very passionate about their IP, and I feel like this would be pretty good to show for Ratchet and Clank.
Do you think? I have a feeling they would probably show gameplay for this. I what would be your opinion? What would be your prediction about a release date?
My prediction about a release date, this depending on if, because again, this is going off of Insomniac having multiple teams, and I would assume that this would be more of a smaller team working on this, because
Yeah.
again, it's Ratchet and Clank. We know the formula, kooky guns, like bring back the original, the classic guns, add some new ones in there. But that's about it. Enemy types are sort of similar, and like where they're kind of monstery and stuff like that. You collect nuts and bolts, pretty, the classic stuff, and the arena. And I feel like for this type of game, I wouldn't give it like so let's like Spider-Man One, like the PS4 came out what, a year ago, a year
Yeah.
and a half ago,
Well,
I guess, year and a half
2018.
ago,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
almost two. I would give Ratchet and Clank, like, if they announced Ratchet and Clank two, I would give it probably possibly spring 2021 or holiday,
Mm.
depending on the way they were doing it, the way they were working on it, and how big the team was. Because
See,
again,
I think so. My thinking on this is that okay, they got two teams, and Spider Man, I think that team was they already knew they were gonna make a sequel before the game even finished. So I think they immediately went on to that one. And then the other team, they did Ratchet and Clank, and I think they might have did like a VR title or something like that. Um, but on Sony's thinking, I feel like they might want that kids centric game at launch, and what better way to have a kids game at launch than Ratchet and Clank as opposed to having that at the at the beginning of the PS4 generation?
I was going to ask you, would you prefer, like, do you see, I guess this to get off topic just for a little bit, do you see Sony doing a NAC 3? Do you see them making a NAC 3?
I would say no, only because they have that Ratchet and Clank IP, and Insomniac is an official team now. So I think it'd be more likely that future generations we could see a Ratchet and Clank at launch for a kid-centric title. Yeah,
I agree. I kind of I kind of disregarded that child innocence with Ratchet and Clank. So because that's a game you could play. A child can play it. Yes, it has guns, but the guns are wacky.
yeah,
Like, so, it's not very violent. It's very cartoony. The way it's animated, like the way the game looks itself, the aesthetic, very cartoony, very animated, like a Pixar movie. Hence, Sony did try to make a movie. Unfortunately, it did come at a bad time. I know a lot of people did not see it in theaters, so it kind of was a sort of a flop for them.
yeah,
But kids, like kids it is more of a kid friendly franchise. It definitely it could be very serious at times as well. But it dabbles in both realms. And I could definitely see this like as like a kid friendly game and being like kind of marketed for children to get a PS5. Like it'd be like, look at this Ratchet and Clank game. And what I could see also
Yeah.
is I could see them doing a pre-order. If you pre-order the game, you get Ratchet and Clank 1 for free.
Oh, I could see you say that, and I can see it happening, and I think yeah, I can see it happening at the conference. It's like um maybe they might end up doing that thing like how PS3 to PS4, where you can pre-order PS4 titles on the PS3, and if they do that, I can
Mm,
see something similar happening to that. Yeah, but yeah. So that's Ratchet and Clank. So
yeah.
what's your next prediction?
All right, my fifth and final prediction. It's on everyone's mind ever since we got a chance to play it those 2 years ago. God of War Two, or God of War Five, however you want to look at it. Um, but for the sake of confusion, it's God of War Two. Thor with that tease.
Oh yeah.
Um, are they going to show gameplay? Absolutely not.
No, I don't
They're
think.
not going to show us it. They might get. I'm sure they're going to show us a cinematic.
Yeah.
They're going to show us a cinematic trailer. We're going to see Kratos. We are going to see Boy. We're going to see um, Thor in some manner. Maybe Odin,
Mm.
possibly. Who knows? The big baddie. Definitely, I highly doubt they're going to show any gameplay. I'm sure Corey Borlaug is, really enjoying himself being a dad with this pandemic. I'm sure he's not like, after watching that Raising Kratos, he really enjoys being a dad. And I'm sure he is thinking about making the game, but I'm sure that it's one of the last things. It's one of his last priorities. I'm sure he's just focused on spending time with his family as of right now. With that, but I'm sure he's cooking like Santa Monica. They're cooking up something, but I'm sure they're not. They're definitely not showing gameplay. It's just gonna be a tease, and then and I think holiday or fall 2021, possibly.
Because for me, I think so. Let's say all five games you predicted come out, or yeah, get announced. I think God of War is probably like the one that's the furthest out of all five games. I
For
would
sure.
even say it'd probably be like fall 2022, spring 2023.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'll probably give it like fall 2022. Yeah, spring 2023. I feel like especially what they want to do because if you notice, a lot of great Sony games always come towards the end of its life cycle
yeah,
because they're pushing the system to its limit,
yeah.
and I feel like they would need more time to polish everything, and Sony knows this is like one of their bread and butter. This like with God of War One and how critically acclaimed it was, they are gonna take their time, but they will tease us. They will let us know it's coming
Yeah, I
to
think
get the hype train going, to
yeah,
keep the hype going.
yeah, I think a tease is necessary. But
Yeah.
before we dip out, I wanna get I wanna see what your prediction is for a date for when the actual event is, because everything, all these events are getting delayed because of protests and stuff, which I still think is a correct decision to delay them.
Yes.
Um, so for the events there's multiple events that got replaced already. And so if you I'm looking at a calendar right above my computer. So
Hmm.
let's see, on the 9th is the Destiny 2
Okay.
event. And then if you move forward to June 13th, that's the Future Game Show. And then also the 13th through the 15th is that Gorilla Indie Collective. And then you go to the 16th. you got the Upload VR showcase, and then on the 18th you got EA Play, and then you move forward some more. On the 22nd you got the Day of the Devs. 23rd you got New Game Plus Expo. 24th is an Avengers Summer Game Fest thing. On the 25th, you got a Cyberpunk event, and then on the 27th, you got a Bit Summon Gaiden. That's like a Japanese indie game announcement event. And so, with all those events, you got a couple days that are open. Do you have a particular day in particular that you think the event will be on?
I'm gonna be flat out honest. It's coming next month. It's not
Mm,
coming in June.
mm,
There's too much stuff that are being, everything listed. There's too much conferences, not conferences. There's too many showings that's happening within the month.
yeah.
So Sony had the perfect time, the beginning of the month.
Yeah. So
You know,
I I, I
I see July, early July. I see.
mm, see. I had a different
Obviously, I could be
take.
absolutely wrong, but
Yeah, I had a different take on this one. Like I had explained it in another video in the pod, episode 2 of the podcast, but
once you go to the YouTube
yeah,
channel,
check that out.
check that
So
out. Free plug.
yeah, I had actually put this on June 17th because the day,
Really?
yeah, because let me explain this. So June 18th is EA Play, and then
Mm-hmm.
so before everything got delayed, Sony's was on June 4th and EA's was on June 11th. Now, I don't think Sony wanted EA to go before them for a reason, for before all the events got delayed. And this is where I think that some of the EA games will get announced at Sony's conference before the EA conference. So, like, for example, I think the next Star Wars game is going to get announced at the PlayStation event. And then I also think that's where we see the first sign of the FIFA marketing deal for Sony. And that's why I believe that the Sony event's going to be before EA Play.
So I guess to kind of ask you. So you, so do you think Sony is gonna win EA and Activision? Because this is what I like. I guess like kind of, which we could probably say for another video. I see that what I see for the Sony, which is I didn't ask for the obviously this top five. I see them showing World War. I see them showing some Call of Duty.
Yeah, I see
I see
that
them
too.
showing that.
Yeah, I think the only reason why the next Star Wars game is because I don't think it's gonna be a Battlefront. I think it's gonna be something else. And so
Oh,
so that way there's not a intersection of third party publishers having the same type of game at Sony's event. So you'll have a first
okay.
person shooter with Call of Duty, and then maybe excuse me, like a third person type game from EA for Star Wars, and then you'll have a sports game from EA2 for the marketing rights. So I think those things could happen, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. So
Hopefully, I mean,
yeah, so that's Kevin's 5 predictions. If you like what you saw, like the video. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel Gaming in Circles. Check us out on social media. We got Facebook, we got Twitter, we got Instagram. We post videos on IGTV. It's all under at Gaming in Circles. Check out the blog gamingincircles.com, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.